Hey folks, Tim with One Day in SoCal. Today I'm up in the Angeles National Forest, just east of Jackson Lake, and I thought I would try something I haven't done in at least 15 years. I'm gonna go try to find a geocache. And along the way, I'm gonna explain the rules to this game, this worldwide treasure hunt, and let's see if I can find it, because I'm certainly rusty at finding geocaches these days. So come along. Ominous. Probably stalking me right now. So right now we're at the Mescal Flats picnic area up in the Angeles National Forest, just east of Jackson Lake. And there's this really cool, kind of hidden, not overly well-known boardwalk. It definitely needs a little maintenance. Watch your step on it. But still a beautiful area. A lot of people like to take wedding photos out here or just family pictures, stuff like that. But today I am going to hunt for a geocache. And I haven't done this in at least 15 years. But it was a pretty big craze, you know, back a decade or two ago. And it's kind of tapered off a little bit, but it's still very active, very popular kind of outdoor activity. And by the way, I'm going the wrong way right now, but we're going to turn around and go for the hunt in a minute here. But on this boardwalk, I just wanted to explain some of the rules associated with geocaching and basically what it is, just in case you don't know or may have forgotten. But essentially geocaching is a worldwide treasure hunt game where people hide caches, sometimes little boxes, sometimes things in ammo cans. It could be as small as an old-fashioned film tube, you know, and they hide them in places, and they give you hints, they give you the GPS coordinates, and your job, if you play the game, is to go out and find this geocache. And there is literally tens of thousands of these geocaches, maybe even hundreds of thousands. I haven't actually checked in a long time, but there's just tons and tons of these all over the world, literally every country, every climate place on earth. Now there's some rules to them. For example, you can't put them in national parks, don't hide them on private property without permission, stuff like that. But essentially it's kind of fun to go out on a little, you know, Indiana Jones adventure and see if you can find one of these. So that's what I'm going to do right now, because it is early evening. The sun is setting. I'm hoping to get in and out. Getting a little chilly out here, and I want to get out before the mosquitoes start coming out, because all I got on is a shirt and shorts. So we're going to do this live. We're going to see if I can actually find this. Now here's what I have for the information here. So here we are. That is supposed to be the location of the cache. I have no cell signal here, so what I've done is downloaded this basically after the fact. I've downloaded this before I came down here, and now I'm going to try to find it. Unfortunately, in order to get offline downloading, you have to pay for the premium subscription, which is about $7 a month, or I think it's $40 a year. But let's see if we can find it. It's not far, and there's a few hints here. Under the backside of a fallen tree, under a large piece of bark. Okay, well, and unfortunately it downloaded, but I didn't get the description or anything else. Oh, there it goes. It just took a minute to load. A full-size cache. So let's go for it. Let's see if I can find it with this little map. Now, back in the day when I first started geocaching, I don't remember having an app at all. That kind of came a year or two after I started. But when I first started, I literally had a handheld GPS, Garmin GPS, with like a little compass on it that would point you. You'd have to enter the GPS coordinates manually or download them, and then it's, you know, hook it up with a USB and put it in there. And basically that was what you had to do to find geocaches back in the day. Now they have a nice slick app here, and it's pointing me this direction. So let's head out that way. And as I get closer, we'll, you know, the line will get shorter here and we'll find the cache. This one shouldn't be too hard to find, I don't think, even for someone that's been out of the game for a long time like me, but we'll see. So anyway, some of the rules on geocaching. You're not, if you go out trying to find these, sometimes they're big kind of stockpiles, or ammo cans, or even boxes, like maybe a Rubbermaid box or something like that. And if you go out and find one of these, the rules kind of is you're supposed to sign the log. There's usually a logbook in there. So bring a pen just in case. Sometimes they have pens in them, sometimes they don't. But also, if you take a treasure out of there, because they usually are stocked with little trinkets and toys and treasures and fun stuff like that. But if you take one, you're supposed to leave a treasure in there of greater or equal value, essentially. That doesn't always happen, but because, you know, over time, basically the box does kind of get depleted and people take stuff without leaving stuff. So, but if you do, that's kind of the rules you're supposed to abide by. You're also supposed to be kind of discreet, because sometimes it does look suspicious and people are searching around for something, especially near urban areas or housing tracts or kind of near private property. So you're supposed to be kind of discreet, kind of undercover. And there's actually a name for folks that are not playing geocaching, or not playing the game. They're called muggles. So it's almost like there's this whole world conspiracy going on all around these people that have no idea what geocaching is. And you're supposed to kind of, you know, not spill the secret. They'll find out on their own, or they'll learn through their own course what's going on with geocaching. But that's something I always found kind of fascinating and fun, is there's this whole world treasure hunting game going on around people, and they have no idea what it is, a lot of people. So let's continue. As you can see, getting closer. It's probably just up ahead on the other side of this picnic table up ahead. I can't actually remember how I first found out about geocaching or how I got into it, but I did, and I was actually going to Utah. I can't remember if I was already in Utah or I was going to Utah for college. I was going on a college tour, basically, of some of the colleges up there, because that's where I wanted to go to school. And the first cache I found was called Kai's Cache, K-A-I, and it kind of broke my heart a little bit, because it was about a young kid. You know, there was a family and there was a young kid who died of an illness, and obviously, you know, that's completely devastating. But the mom basically made the cache in one of his favorite areas to come. It was by a stream, and it was kind of in the trunk of a tree, and the kid, the little child, actually liked to come there and throw rocks and pebbles into the stream. So she dedicated a cache to the child who passed away, to her child. And I read the story, and I kind of, that was my first geocache. You know, it's supposed to be kind of a fun little outing, but it was also kind of like, wow, that was my first geocache that I ever found. Kai's Cache up in Salt Lake City, up in a park. And that kind of kept my interest from there, and I went out and I started finding more geocaches. I think I've only found 59 up to date. This will be my 60th, and again, I haven't done this in 15 years. So we're kind of in the area now of where the geocache is supposed to be. So when you're in the mountains hunting for geocaches, they tend to the GPS tends to get a little messed up and kind of off a little bit. So we're going to do our best here and see if we can find it. And again, the hint here is under the backside of a fallen tree under a large piece of bark. So once you get in the area, the hunt is on and you have to start searching for it. So far I don't see any fallen tree, so I'm gonna start looking around and I'll check back in when I think I find something. Wait, I think I do find something. I think I have found something. I don't know why I do these vlogs when I'm tired, but sometimes I can't even speak. Here is a large fallen tree. And I didn't know how far off-road I was going to be hiking today, but I did bring my trusty Vasquez hiking boots with me today. I don't know if they would have put it over here, but let's see. I found it. That wasn't so hard. There it is. Wow. My first geocache in 15 years. So when you open it, there's usually two things, or there's a couple things in here. One is the log. You should always sign the log. This is all the geocachers that have come before you that have found the treasure, right? And there's always little trinkets in here. So if you take something out of here, and you're definitely free to do so, but you should replace it with something of equal or greater value. So like, I don't know, if you take a little hand warmers, maybe you put a cheap flashlight in here in return. If you take a toy or a pencil sharpener, then I don't know, put a little keychain in there, something like that, right? The real fun is not in finding lost treasure, but the hunt and trying to find the geocache itself. And I see somebody up there. I want to be discreet because I don't want people to kind of know it's here. There is, unfortunately, nefarious people that will destroy geocaches and stuff like that. So I'm going to sign the log, and then I'm going to log it online once I find signal again on my phone, or once I get back to my computer at the house. All right, that's what I wrote there. Wrote my name, my screen name on geocaching, and for everything on the internet for that matter. My first geocache in 15 years. Good first find as I get back into the game. Thanks for the cache. Now there's little codes in geocaching. TFTC means thanks for the cache. Sometimes people write TFTH, thanks for the hunt. This is a little thank you. But I'm gonna seal this back up. It's a well-maintained, well-stocked little cache. I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it discreet. I'm going to hide it right back where I found it. And walk away like a Harry Potter wizard. And the muggles have no idea what's going on around me. What's going on around them. But yeah. So it's as simple as that. And I do say they're simple, but often they're not that easy. Sometimes they are a little, not even a little, sometimes they're much harder. They're really, sometimes you got to trek for miles to find them. Sometimes they're really small, little tiny things, and they're stuck like in a, I don't know, like a fence, or I've even had hints where the hint is like, it'll pop out right at you, and you're pressing things on this pole, like these little nails, and also you press one and what pops out, and there's the cache. I've had multi-level caches where you find one, it gives you the coordinates to the next one, and on and on and on. But that's just some of the fun you'll find when you're geocaching. I have two geocaches. One's in 29 Palms, one's in Wrightwood. And that's basically the basics of geocaching here. So a good way to get out of the house, get a little exercise. Lord knows I need it. Sometimes it's a quick little hunt, sometimes it's a extensive adventure. Either way, you're sure to have fun trying to find this you know, treasure chest basically. And like I said, there's tens of thousands, I think even hundreds of thousands. I got to see how many there is actually, but there's a lot of geocaches out there for you to find. And most likely there's one right by you and right around the corner from where you are. So geocaching.com is how to get started. Make an account if you want to, and whether you're in SoCal or Norway, there's probably one near you. So that's all for today. I was just going to make a quick one on this Sunday evening. So we'll see you on the next one. We'll see where I head next, but thanks for tuning in.
Anyway, babe, I gotta fly this scoop and migrate back to Hollywood. My birds will call your birds. We'll do lunch.